Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your full moon in Capricorn ceremony. As you can see, the moon is all breathing heavy in the mic, is in Capricorn, opposite the sun and Mercury in Cancer. Prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. This is a showdown of epic proportions. And you, yes, you, yes, you, yeah, both of you, if you're with someone else, yes, you watching this right now. If you can see the moon that right now is about 188 degrees from the sun. If it's not like 187, this is telltale proof that you have not only completed a 2-week activation that changed your perception about how to begin to feel about yourself, but have now initiated a 2-week conflict with the final boss, Hades. And this is going to post this 2-week conflict, activate a new cycle that's going to spill into more drama than you've ever faced in 10 years. Yes, we're talking about Leo season. I could have just said Leo season, but it would have been better to say that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the full moon in Capricorn ceremony. We're here once again. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, activation, basic shit. 0 to 2, Aries, 2 to 5, Taurus, 7 to about, I want to say 10, Gemini. And I have to say, or 12. And I have to say it like this because everything that we've just done for the first arc of this cycle is elementary. It all goes down now. Ladies and gentlemen, ninjas are about to just start popping up and trying to test your skills, but you just activated new psychic powers. So you are about to, and I have to edit myself here in case there are any children watching me. This is just a disclaimer, but I have to say it for the technical accuracy. You are about to bust their ass. I could have said kick their ass, but I just wanted to emphasize the attitude in nature. You are about to bust they ass, and they're not going to understand where this came from because they came with a whole team of ninjas. You have agents blacking at you, and like it's like all of the evolution that you have learned coming up to this period, you just come through and bust all they asses. And they're just going to be like, oh my God. They're all going to be speaking different languages, representing different organizations, but they're all going to say in unison, damn, they busting our ass. Okay. I don't mean that sexually in any way at all whatsoever. I want to kind of highlight the unconventional nature of this that for some will even be a surprise to you. So while all this is happening, you in the moment are even being like, wow, I'm busting their ass. I'm busting their ass. Okay. Okay. So my job here is difficult. I'm going to use this Peace Mobile to explain the next 2 weeks from full moon right now to the new moon in Cancer. I'm going to be your host and your guide through this boss battle. Okay. Because once we activate that, that's going to let you know the direction you move in. And the difficult part of this is having you take me serious because there's a rapid acceleration of how we've reached the parabola point. If you ever, that was horrible. We've reached the exponential point. Right now, you're on a graph, time, distance, or distance, time. I don't give a fuck. We're on an XY graph, hypothetically. And like the first 3 months was just getting our footing. This is the point where we do, 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 nope. And normally that's Virgo. Normally Cancer likes to Virgo. Nope. But what happens when this year Cancer boop? So it's gonna get. And what's the trigger to this? This full moon. It's gonna be a wild two. Well, it's not Sagittarius season, but it's gonna be a very deep, messy 2 weeks. Okay, because you're getting ready to fight. This is legitimately a new paradigm. This is a new paradigm, okay? Because the North Node over the next 2 weeks is gonna shift into Aries. Are you ready, son? Are you ready? This is it. Hold on. That was not me. That was not me. I that came from me. I'm responsible for a channel. Please don't think that I'm out here trying to get hype. I don't even know where that came from. Like, that was the Aries, dog. I'm just trying to let you know, moon is full in Capricorn, and in 2 weeks, you're about to be busting a lot of people's asses. You're about to be busting the dark forces' asses. It's just going to happen. New precedent. Like, this is it. This is it. Let us rewind back. Supernatural, dark, hating ass forces have finished the pre-selection for hating ass vessels. That this is open season. So at any point, okay, this is so hard to take serious. You're getting ready to be put in situations that will draw out your innate abilities and techniques. And the reason why it's hard to tell you is it's not conventional at all. It's not something you're going to see coming. The exponential nature of the conflicts you're facing will tempt you to believe that you can't get out of the situation, but you have evolved. So you're going to use superpower. That's what that for many of you, that's what it's going to feel like. That's what this opposition cycle coming through the opposition of such great collective pressure is going to feel like. The onset of this is just instantly facing a situation that you probably feel is impossible. For some of you, this could be a situation that's led up to this point. And when I tell you you are going to bust its ass, some of you are going to be surprised. You're going to be dealing with stuff that you thought you were going to get your ass busted. You're doing the ass busting its ass, doing a little dance while you bust this ass. And it's like, wow. And for some of you, it's going to be so weird because this is towards things that probably busted your ass back in the day. And so that's why they're going to be weird. Like, well, I was just busting your ass like 2 years ago. What happened? How did you get more powerful? Should we do a clapback spell with this? Oh, that's automatic. But we'll incorporate it. The reason why it's automatic is because the full moon is like a slingshot in this capability. So like that polarity. But once again, now that we're past the 180-degree mark, we have initiated this boss battle. Okay. So imagine you're playing a video game and you face this final boss and it kicked your ass. Let's not front. This extreme Pluto energy and in Chiron and Aries, it's deading the ego. So you can't be on that machismo ego shit. Everyone's getting caught by this. Like, everyone was getting touched in a very vulnerable place. Pause. So it's very, very important. Super pause. It's very, very important though, because like this is removing all that false pretense. And relative to breaking through this, this has prepared you to interact with these forces and this element at such a deeper, more authentic level. All right. And relative to that ego not being in the equation, Some of you got your asses kicked, B. Not some of you have the Goku attitude. You were just like, yeah, that's what's up. All right, I can get stronger. Some of you, it devastated you. It humbled you. It taught you what you needed to know. By the way, it's not really a bad thing. So it's not like because this happened to you because something bad happened in your life. The way it affects everyone is different. But like you had to overcome some of your greatest fears. And imagine you're playing like the video game and you're beating that final boss and it brought you down to the final health bar. The final health bar, and you beat it, you overcame it, but not without struggle, right? Imagine fighting that final boss again and you're a little bit better, but it's still washing you. It's still washing you. It got even stronger and it's still washing you, but you still narrowly beat it. So those two boss battles I just spoke on right now, 2021, 2022. 2021, 2022. Let's just assume, because it doesn't apply to everyone, but let's just assume 2020, 2021, 2022, you got washed. You got washed. You got your ass busted. Like even those of you who you kicked ass, you know what I'm saying? You had some of the health bar taken off. Like you had to recover from that, right? So imagine 2023, okay? The boss comes back again. That final boss comes back again, right? This is the next 2 weeks for you, starting from now. That final boss comes back again, and you're a little apprehensive, but you've beat it. You've beat it. It's not like you haven't beat it where you're like, you don't know what to expect. You've beat it at least twice. But you're still apprehensive because the last few times you got washed. And see, that's what I'm saying. There's no ego here. There's no ego. I know some of you, I don't want to like trigger some spiritual narcissism in some people. Like, no, peace dealer. Like, nothing bad happens to me. No, bro, it's cool. We all got washed. I would just tell you right now, everyone in one area of your life, you got your ass kicked. Like, it is what it is. We don't have to front. We don't have to be that guy. Like, you got somewhere, Pluto washed your ass. Pluto had the Scorpios looking crazy. Like Hades. I thought you were my dude. I thought we were going to laugh at everyone else getting washed together. Why you wash us too? Scorpios had a huge existential crisis. Like, you go Pluto, you gonna do me like that? I'm your dude. Now you know how Geminis feel Mercury retrograde. Now you know how Geminis and Virgos feel Mercury retrograde. Nah, Virgo's too nice. They know how to work that shit. Now you know how Geminis feel Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde fucking us up. Everyone's like, oh, you're a Gemini, so maybe it doesn't affect you that bad. I wish. Okay, Pluto washed everybody. It is what it is. It wasn't ugly. It wasn't pretty. It was ugly. It was very ugly, but it was done. And now you're awakened. Yeah, they did. Okay. I don't even love him anymore. All the Pluto Scorpios got a disillusion real fast. Like, oh, I see how it is. Okay. Moon and Scorpio, you too. Moon and Scorpio, don't act brand new. You felt it too. Scorpio rising, you felt it too. Don't even act brand new. Look at the Scorpio risings acting brand new. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. Pluto fucks with me. Scorpio rising, stop right now. Don't even play that. Anyway, yeah. This is it, man. You feel a little apprehensive because this motherfucker came back like peekaboo, bitch. All those fears rising up again. You a little apprehensive because it wasn't that easy. And over the next 2 weeks, you molly-whopping this motherfucker. You are molly-whopping this motherfucker. You are just completely busting its ass. Just like, why is this so easy? Damn, I'm busting its ass. What happened to me? What happened to me. This is this. And Blue is just like, oh shit, what's happening? How did he get stronger in just one short year? What's happening? And you're just like, I can make boom. That's the next 2 weeks for you. That's the next 2 weeks for you. In fact, let's break it down even more. You see how in a week from now, there's going to be an Aries. That's the first part of the week. You feel me? And then there's the next part of the week, the new moon, North Node in Aries. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to break down that. The first part of the week, moon 29 degrees. This first part is the harvest, the completion of the harvest. So what that's going to feel like is, oh shit, I am busting his ass. I got new abilities now. I did that. Specifically 29 degrees Aries. I did that. Wow. We see an ascending, increasing quality of, I am busting their ass. I knew I would bust their ass, but not at this quality. Then we have the week after. The week after coming into the new moon is a subtle difference. After a week of just busting complete ass, now you understand, and we are completing the transit before we plant new seeds. So now it's like, now there's no surprise, and it's just the casual nature to the busting of ass that you are so deliciously handing out. All right. I want to notice that nuance, because coming out of that 270-degree square with, of course, the final square that completes the transit, and you understanding in Aries who you are in this level up, this is going to just complete off the top everything before, of course, we plant new seeds. Moving forward, that 180-degree opposition with the sun and Pluto kicks off a 6-month conflict. Once again, the final boss series with Hades opposite the sun kicks off the opposition, then the square, then the conjunction. So we highlight the opposition because that induces the climax. But the first part of this, from the full moon to the new moon, is establishing over 2 weeks the conflict. So let's use the video game analogy again. When you play a video game, you clear the level. Then you win a prize. Then you clear the level. Then you win a prize. Then you clear the level. Usually the prize is going on to the next level. Then when there's a boss on that level, you have to clear the level. It's rare in some games where you fight the boss first and then you have to clear the level. Normally you have to clear the level, and then after you clear the level, there's dialogue. You've come to my lair, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm with all that. Boom, boss battle. Boom, level complete. And he said, today was the beginning of using these powers, right? Absolutely. This is why this ceremony is very important, because we're using our new superpowers. If you didn't do this ceremony with us, you would still have unlocked your superpowers. But with the 240 plus people, we're just going to release our intentions, and it is energizing exponentially with the 200 plus people we have here, the completion of this. We're just going to set an intent and then have everyone wish that everyone else's intent comes through. You're going to see an energized effect. We're fucking dope like that. This is our currency. But I just wanted to highlight when you clear the level and then you fight the boss, there's usually several stages when you fight the boss. The boss is talking mad shit at you, like you whore, you stupid being, like I'm going to kill you. It's part of the game. And then you beat its ass, and then it starts to give you more dialogue, like this isn't even my final form. But and then just more shit. boom, you beat that stage, boom, then the final stage of the boss. Okay, so like this is cool too, because it's kind of like in a video game where you beat the boss and then it creates greater conflict at 3 levels. So this first boss battle, this reawakening opposite Pluto, is the individual collective struggle. The next part is going to be the Libra square. When Pluto goes direct, square the sun in Libra. That's going to be the social collective. So based on how you pass this one is going to influence how you take this victory, Libra, social, with other people. Then the final boss battle is the conjunction on Capricorn again, or Aquarius. It's probably going to be in Aquarius this time. And this is the next cycle. So why I'm going to say this again. Why is this important? This opposition is the completion. Oh, this is deep. This is literally the completion of the last conjunction we did. So let's actually go back 6 months. That was in Capricorn, y'all. That was in Capricorn. So this is not so much an opposition, but the seeds for this conflict that these evil world leaders and that we as a collective planted 6 months ago, we are on the verge of completing that. So very important. So very importante. Importante. Okay. So this chart is in 2 weeks from now, y'all. In 2 weeks from now, we complete that. And over the next 6 months, from once we're in Libra season, we've completed the harvest of that opposition. Oh, wow, that was nasty. You're going to be aware of this harvest in the South Node with Libra, in how you're moving forward with new relationships or existing relationships. And then once we conjunct back again. So this is the first Pluto completion that we're stepping into, where Pluto has actually moved into Aquarius. So I'm just kind of breaking down the layers and levels here. Okay. In 2 weeks from now is the new moon that's going to establish the activation of this. Because look, we're still not even there yet. Like once we actually step into, can I do a week? Yeah. That's it. This opposition right here, that's going to be the activation, moon opposite Neptune. So that's going to be the completion of the last conjunction. We've been doing this every year since 2008. This is the last two. I don't even know if we're going to have one in Capricorn anymore, just the oppositions. But the next one we're going to have is the square in Libra. All right, it's going to be squaring Pluto direct, going back into Aquarius. And so I just wanted to break down how the 2 weeks leading up to this moment that you see with this opposition is the activation of conflict that is you're going to get through the utilization of these new superpowers. It's going to have you harvest it, complete the understanding, and then start that new cycle that will kick off this final boss. Well, you're going to harvest the results for going through this battle. Okay. The reason why I want to be careful I'm saying this is, as you'll see, we're going to do this again next year. But next year, the opposition is going to complete from Leo Aquarius. Revolution. Okay. What's happening 2024? The election. So that's why I'm trying to break this down now. Like, it's fucking going down. And then there's a whole new world order 2025. So everything that you could ever imagine that's happening, Saturn and Pisces, is happening this year and next year. And relative to the lever being switched to kick off everything happening, it's now. By the time the moon is in Pisces, you're going to be like, it's happening. Moon's going to be in Pisces in less than 72 hours too. So I'm just saying, like, oh, how do I explain this? You are literally on the verge of preparing yourself to literally be a part of one of the most historic events spanning the next 7 years that humanity, at least in this modern day era, have faced. So I just wanted to show you that because now that we're coming into this, I want to once again bring us back to today. The moon is within distance of Pluto. So I just want you to understand you spent the last 2 years clearing the field. If when you face a boss battle, you clear the field and fight the boss, the activation and integration was you clearing the field. Now it's time to fight the boss. The moon in the 10th house of Aries is the accomplishment, the 270-degree angle that occurs relative to the completion of any transit post the new moon represents the accomplishments that you're understanding. So if we use the boss battle analogy and you harvest the conflict with the 180-degree angle, then the 270-degree angle with the 10th house placement is where you understand if you beat the boss or not. That's where you look at your high score. And so the 11th house and balsamic phase, as we complete the transit out, are the actions you take after you beat the boss battle or lose the boss battle for greater alignment or greater breakthrough. Boom, that's it. I'm out here explaining the shit out of this. This is beautiful. So with that being said, the next week ahead is going to be you busting the final boss's ass. Remember, wax on, wax off. So it's going to surprise you too. Even if you felt like you were prepared, you could not necessarily have been prepared to deal with this conflict in ways that really show how much you've grown. And the reason why this is important is, where's Jupiter? Jupiter is sextile the sun. So you are finally in an initial position, initial relative to the sun conjunction of Jupiter in Aries in April. We finally reached the position where we can feel what that evolution is like. Like, it's one thing to tell you over and over, you fucking evolved to use superpowers. You're a super being, you're infinite. But like, it's totally different to actually feel it yourself and be like, oh shit, I knew I evolved, but like, damn. And this is still just the beginning. Like, we didn't even complete this. This is just like the open door where you're starting to feel it. Like, oh, this is starting to hit. This is starting to kick. I'm going to show you again. Look, 62 degrees. 62 degrees. You're literally feeling in Cancer the expanded, grounded quality of your own physiology's ability to process, yes, the supernatural. Look, Jupiter is sextiling Saturn. Would you look at that? Please understand that for a majority of people, this shit is like speaking another language. They don't fucking know what the fuck this is. And yet they don't even have to know. They're still using these superpowers too. These are abilities innate to their own authentic spirit. It's not something you read in a book. So most people may not know how to put into words what's happening to them or what they're doing, but they're part of this collective process too. So this full moon is not only harvesting your understanding of using your new superpowers, but it kicks off quite immediately. And I do want to say that over the next day and a half, as the moon goes into Pluto and Aquarius, as you can see 3 degrees here, and squares the nodes, this is going to shift you into the knowing of your superpowers. Harvesting knowledge of your new superpowers is going to be my next magic moon message. So you are getting ready to shift the click from using your powers to knowing your power. Once again, The first 3 seasons of this monumental shift with 2023 that swang around Jupiter out of Pisces through Aries into Taurus is evidence of this being the year where things literally push forward to you. You swung the evolution cycle, activated it. Now the North Node is going into Aries. This is literally pushing you in Cancer season off a boat towards your wildest dreams, because after North Node Aries, it's going to go into Pisces with Saturn and Neptune. This is it. This is it. This is everything you were prepared for. And it's hard for me to put this into words, because when I'm saying that you're going to use new superpowers, I don't think that some of you are with the shits. You know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. But I don't think some of you realize that it is most definitely in a meta-human way. Cancer, Aries is raw physical power. Cancer is meta-human psychic ability. This is superpowers. If you think of The Boys, if you think of any kind of Marvel or DC show, this isn't the activation of these superpowers. We did that 2 weeks ago. And then before that, we did that 3 months ago. So this is just a further harvest of them. But the difference between 3 months ago versus now is relative to the 6-month shot that's going to take us from this Cancer season to Capricorn season. This is that parabolic effect. This is that exponential effect where boom, it's just boom. You saw how your powers work, Moon and Sag. You're using them now, Moon and Cap. You're knowing how your powers feel. You're literally knowing your powers, Moon and Aqua. And then you are changing everything you believe about yourself. Why? Because you just use new superpowers. So like if I didn't, I'm literally breaking it down for you right now. If I didn't know that I could fly 2 weeks ago, then I would believe about myself, damn, I need to pay Southwest $300 just so I can fly to the East Coast. But I just used my abilities today, and now tomorrow I come into the knowledge that I could fly. I spread my wings and fly away. I believe I could. And then now the moon is in Pisces, and I'm like, I believe I could fly. I believe I could touch the sky. I know because I did it the other day. You're supposed to spread your wings, but in my case, if I close my eyes and do the Macarena, I'll teleport anyway. And since it's kind of like on that tip, it's kind of more levitation, but you get it. And so now I believe that I don't need to use Southwest. I can just fly. And now my belief in what I feel about myself and what I can do has completely changed. Ladies and gentlemen, once the moon goes into Aries, now I believe I can fly. Now I'm going to understand myself as Fly Kelly or something like that. And that's just going to set the precedent of how we activate the next level of this. So that's the next week ahead, ladies and gentlemen. Using your powers, knowing your powers, believing in your powers, and understanding who this next upgraded sense of you is. This cycle is lit. We got the 11th house, Uranus, Jupiter, and Taurus cycle. That's going to be groovy. You're going to be in the winner circle. That's if you actually beat this final boss battle. There is a way to fail this final boss battle. If you give in to this collective fear because you think it's real in any way, it's a decision. The utilization of the superpowers is a decision. Capricorn, I decide, I use. You have to actually use it. So if you give in to guilt, if you give in to fear, if you give in to illusions and false narratives that take away the sense of autonomy, right? This is going to pretty much influence your own self to not take the actions you're supposed to take. And no one can literally like do anything for you, but by not activating and using and training it, it's not going to come through in certain situations that you need it to. I can't say that it's going to end it because anything is possible, but I just kind of wanted to give that scenario to where this final boss pressure coming back is to reawaken this conflict so that through the pressure, you could utilize latent abilities you planted the seeds for and are activating. I want you to see how the moon at current is trying your ass. I mean, Uranus. I mean, your butt. This is going to be the lever that switches that in your body has you instantly just awaken and understand the know-how for manifesting this power. Think of it as like an invisible Ethernet cord from the moon to Uranus, and that's what's going to share that information to give you this unconscious, flexible connectivity towards moving in the direction. But see, Taurus in this energy is representing your five senses. So the power in Capricorn is going to instantly manifest. This is what's going to fill in through that cycle past the 21st degree. Why and how you're just going to instantly understand the utilization of this. Okay. The boss battle, by the way, is now between now and the new moon is setting up the conflict for it. And if anything, you could even say the 6 months after the opposition. So you could say between now and the new moon, but then you could also say between now and the end of Libra season. Because the completion, I can even show you, the completion of this conflict is going to be that 270-degree angle. And we see that by Libra season, it will be ready to go direct. So, mind you, this is unironically also going to be during the eclipse. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? That dong. I said dunna. Hey, yeah. I had to channel you that. I don't know what the thong song has to do about this message, but I think that's a message for some of you. I don't know what it is, but that song came out for me to share. So as you can see, the boss battle harvest that we're kicking off is going to end 20th of October. Dun, 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 dun. That's Scorpio season when it is 11th house from Pluto and we collect the spoils. But this is a 3-month arc during the integration arc. And that's really cool. Now let's look at next year. If we look at next year, this is the last square, guys. Okay. After this, guys, we will never deal with Pluto and Capricorn ever again. Ever again. Ever again. I want you to look at it. That's the conclusion of the final boss battle. North Node is going to be 5 degrees Aries. That's it, y'all. That's the end of the campaign. It'll be 258 years before Pluto is back in Capricorn. It's not going to retrograde back anymore. That's going to be it forever. Yeah. So because that's happening next year, Jupiter's in Gemini, retrograding in Gemini. It's going to completely change the way you think about everything. Yeah. So like this is literally preparing you for the final conflict next year. I want you to think about that as your world is literally ending. It's going to be a lot more noticeable next year. This is still just the activation You know, like when you're watching a movie and you're looking at the outlook, the apocalypse, Armageddon. But the people in the movie don't know that. They don't know while they're still establishing the characters and going through the scenes that this is that type of movie. That's you. That's literally been you the last 3 years. And the next 2 years, we're finally kicking into the plot of the movie. And the plot of the movie is kicking in literally this Leo season. Because you know Leo just has to be drama central. So all the main characters of this movie, the past 4 months, have been established, and the North Node's moving into action. So that's what I'm saying. Like the next 2 weeks are going to move by very, very eventfully, and it is literally shifting the nodes. Jesus Christ! Like I need you to pay attention to all the synchronicities that have personally, you know what I'm saying, you've seen, because this is all being put together over the next 2 weeks so that you can move forward, new moon in Cancer, in the right direction to establish this drama and conflict that will be complete August 2020, October 2024. But that's not even really the completion of the conflict. That's just when it elevates to alien-like fuckery. Okay. Yes. That is exactly what you heard. Yes. So if you didn't think aliens and vampires were in on this shit, at this point, I don't even know what matters anymore. But yes, as you can see, we have the moon in Capricorn. And before any of these conflicts elevate, you are using your superpowers to get you through each and every single one of these conflicts. And that's why I use the analogy of it's going to show itself. Certain things that you've been feeling but couldn't put your face on or your finger on, and like you had no you haven't seen it physically in good or bad ways. There could be relationships that you felt were meant to happen but you didn't see it and they materialize. There could be fears that you felt were possible and they materialize. Like the apprehension is going to come up. And then you're going to bust its ass. You're going to be like, oh my God, this is so easy. This was kicking my ass 2 weeks and 2 years ago, but now I'm kicking its ass. But like, I thought that I would struggle with this, but the ease of which I'm kicking its ass even has it surprised. And it's like, I was just kicking his ass like 2 years. What? And then you're back like, there's no way it could be this easy. What happened? Wax on, wax off. Yes, y'all. It's not even that you leveled up crazy. It's that you just finished releasing the old cycle. And so this, now that we have this 60-degree angle from the sun to Jupiter, is your first opportunity through Cancer, your feelings, to actually gauge how you've evolved. Once we come to the opposition in Scorpio season, that will complete the process. And by Scorpio, you'll be like, whoa, wow, we've really leveled up. You're going to be unrecognizable. But this is that literally part. Dude, I am on it. I'm sorry. I don't usually give myself credit, but this is ridiculous. This transit is fucking ridiculous. So thank you. At the 444, it's 444. This is Rock Lee taking off his ankle weights. And if I would not get copyrighted by whoever company, I will show you that clip. So if you don't know what superpowers you're using, you're not supposed to. This is when you're going to actually know. Okay, let's actually show you. All right, the 4th of July. The 4th of July. So please understand that the 4th of July, we're going to have Moon Pluto. To me, that looks like war. Okay. Honestly, that's a horrible prediction. I'm not trying to like wish for war, but like that's some kind of conflict. It could be this amazing sense of unity across the United States, as everyone comes through and recognizes everything that kept us divided, and we start to address all our issues on this one day, and we actually move forward a greater country than we've ever had. You know that bullshit's not gonna happen. So I think it's gonna be some really negative shit. I think it's gonna be some really negative shit. And who knows? I don't want it to be negative, but like this square right here, no, it's just giving terrorist. It's just giving terrorist right there. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. In fact, I'm not saying there's going to be a terrorist attack tomorrow. I'm just saying the feel of that is just definitely very interesting. So that, ironically, is when you're going to awaken the knowledge of your motherfucking superpowers. That, from that point, is where you're going to be like, I know how to feel this. I know how to feel what I'm doing. That's Aquarius every morning when they wake up. 100%. They just don't tell anyone that. Even when they be feeling like shit, they're just like, fuck. My bad. I probably lied right now. But like, yes. So we're here. We're here. Government project aside, ignore all the bullshit that they're going to feed you July 4th. Just pretend it didn't even happen. Apparently you can do that now. You can pretend about your gender, your sex, your financial status. It don't even matter. And I'm here to embrace it. Okay. I am happy to tell you that this conjunction happening next to Hades is not only exceptional relative to its 29-degree mastery and potency, but I want you to look at the 27-degree sextile with Pisces, and of course the 0-degree square. This is the last time that the moon is going to square the North Node in Taurus. The next time it's going to square is 29 degrees Capricorn. Okay. So trust, this cycle is very legendary. A lot is going to happen in the next 28 days that really shifts the themes of everything we experience for the rest of the year. So before we move forward, Scorpio, forgive me. I'm going to have to go in on your OG. Okay, Scorpio, I'm not hating. You're my 7th house. I want no problems with you. You're the op. I want no problems with you, Scorpio. I just have to go in on your OG. Your OG gave me COVID when it was on my Saturn too. So it's on. Like it's on site now. Like we can't. It is what it is. Scorpio, it's on site, my G. I ain't no hate. Ain't no hate. You know what I'm saying? I have no hate. This is on site. It is what it is. I know because it's vice versa too. But I'm gonna have to go in. I'm gonna have to go in. All right. Guys, we have to talk to you about Pluto. We have to talk to you about Hades. Okay. Hades is not your everyday, ordinary hater. Okay. Hades has a lot of depth. Yes, because hold on, this is different. Hades is see, it's on site, Scorpio. It's on site. You have to chill. You go to chill. Like this ain't it. Hades is locked on to every single weakness that you've ever had. Kind of like a Scorpio is before they have to live the rest of their friendship with you, pretending that your flaws are not glaringly obvious to them, that they saw within the first 5 minutes of meeting you. Like, oh, this motherfucker probably wets the bed. Does this, that. Huh. You probably know a lot about me. What? No, I'm learning you. But they have figured you out within 5 minutes. Sagittarius too. But we're talking about Scorpio. Yes, they're ruled by this motherfucker Hades, who just locks on to your fucking weaknesses and knows how to use them against you at just the right time. They learned this shit Fucking evil ass Capricorn. Capricorn was telling him, no, Scorpio, don't sting him yet. Don't just sting him yet. Because Scorpio is just out here stinging motherfuckers like, and Capricorn is like, no, wait. Let them suffer. Let them suffer first. Let them suffer. And Scorpio was like, suffering? Yes, that's what we use Sagittarius for. Let them suffer first. And then you see how they're acting. Sting them then! Sting them then! That's what Hades learned more in Capricorn. So this is just gonna be it's not gonna be easy. This is not some like Jupiterian conflict where you have to deal with like an overzealous Zeus and probably just, get him laid or something like that. But this is Hades. Hades is like a Scorpio who you violated, and they don't care if the police officers see what they're about to do to you because they're gonna turn themselves in after they do you. So like it's a different type of thing, and these motherfuckers swear they're not crazy. These motherfuckers swear they're not crazy. See, you need context for Scorpio. Because you'll just be like, oh my God, they're crazy. They're fucking crazy. And Scorpio will just be like, first of all, that person is highly exaggerating. I can just break down the circumstance to you. It's not that deep. You know what I'm saying? These are very psychologically wise people. And then they're like, well, what did you do? It's not even that big of a deal. I just slit that person's throat, chopped their body up just so, I could not leave a mess. And that person is completely overreacting. Scorpio is extreme in their purist. So they're not necessarily lying when they tell you it's not that serious. Sagittarius is like this too. You think that you're talking to a normal person. So technically it's your fault for thinking that any Scorpio or Sagittarius is normal. They're not lying when they tell you this. They're not trying to trick you. They seriously mean this. Sagittarius is going to tell you they're not dead. They're still alive. Yeah, they're an inch away from dying, but I'm pretty sure that's going to make them stronger. And you have to know what and who you're dealing with. In this case, it is Hades. And Hades wants some people dead. Any part of you that's not pure is out of here. And this moon activation is going to bring this up. Gemini, come on. We're harmless. What do you mean? So, like, I just want to let you know before we go into the rest of this, you just know this ain't a joke. Okay, and this is happening all today. This conjunction is literally on the 4th. So the rest of this moon in Capricorn, the rest of this moon, come on. We gaslight for good. We're not like Libra who just gaslights you because they know they're more intelligent and they're going to get away with it. We gaslight for good ways, the way Cancer emotionally manipulates for good. Okay? Unlike Scorpio that abuses their power every time because they got extra sauce. Scorpio has extra sauce. So like 99.99% of Scorpios abuse their powers because they have extra sauce. You're not about to do anything to them. They have extra sauce in every situation. You have extra sauce in every situation. So you don't even have to really try for real. It's only that 0.1% of Scorpio. 0.01% of Scorpios on this planet are like, no, that's just not right. Even though I can get away with this situation 112% every time because I have extra sauce, I'm not going to do that. Linus, no, don't even say no, stop. Unless you're that 0.01%. Unless you're that 0.01%. Okay, like what's up? It is what it is. If you're not gonna have all that extra sauce and you don't put a little bit over the top. Stop. I'm not hating. What do you mean? So I just had to let you know this is an initiation. Hades is coming for your soul, ladies and gentlemen. And this activation is going to awaken the deeper knowledge, if not the deepest knowledge, of what these new superpowers you've awakened are. Some of you, aliens will approach you because they want in on these powers, and you might have to fight them and bust their ass too. Others of you might play patty cake with them and develop really great friendships. Okay, Carissa, no problem. For some of you, Hades could be in the form of an ex who gave you that good thing, and you know you got to move beyond this. For some of you, this is going to be a crippling weakness. You know, this is going to be a great fear, and the lesson and challenge is to get through it. You don't want to run away from it. You don't want to suppress it. You want to bust its ass because that's what you're going to do. So this, of course, is going to segue this knowledge. Once we come into the actual angle, and this is 13 degrees of transformation in the 8th house of transformation, the understanding of knowing your power is going to literally transform how you feel about yourself. Well, because you've used your superpowers, and well, you know what you're using, you know what you're feeling, you know what you're doing. Segue to, of course, the Moon Pisces transit that's going to kick off, I think, one of the most inspirational, supernatural, metaphysical understanding of not only how your superpowers work, but why your superpowers work. Okay? The purpose of this superpower initialization is to prepare you for Virgo season, where you're going to master these abilities. And then coming into Libra season, where we complete this final boss battle struggle, do you think it's a coincidence that during this second to last final boss battle struggle, we're going to have it with the sun on Mercury, potentially retrograde, on the south node? So you're busting this final boss's ass, and the south node are representative of relationships that you'll never be in again. Relationships with people who you finished your karma with them. All right, so that 4th house aspect between the nodes, this is life-changing moving. Some of you have already moved already, or you're getting ready to move. There's new and different people around you, especially the friends that you met since 2011. You're getting ready to meet a new cycle, probably because you're going up in new places in your life. You're moving. There could be a myriad of reasons. You just kind of come into new friends. The quality of the relationship with existing friends or new people is going to like take a whole new quality. If we put this in context, especially if there is war, if there is a conflict, this could also influence that as well. And really, this awakening of your superpowers is going to be a huge modifier. Let's also add in another fact. This moon conjunction to Pluto, is going to be the first moon Pluto conjunction that we've had since Pluto went into Aquarius. You know what that means? That's a deeper supernatural awakening of God power that you're downloading with the moon as it goes through the planets. So the moon is going from Pluto to Saturn. Pluto is awakening the power, and then Saturn is imprinting it in your consciousness. So that's where it's going to materialize through Pisces. Now that you know what your power is, you're going to believe it because you see it. Seeing is believing. This is where you finish the mastery of Moon Virgo, and you're just like, titty fire, fire titties, titty fire. Oh my God, my nipples are warm. What did you do? I finished my patented titty fire technique, and you will watch how you talk to me because I can burn your nipples right now. What a powerful man. Peace dealer has the ability to light nipples on fire. Yes, it took me 2 years to master this ability. Before, it would just get nipples aroused, but I pushed myself to the limits, and now, titty fire. I can burn a nipple in 5 minutes or less. And that's what you're going to feel like in less than a week. And I want to highlight how fucking stupid I sounded, because that's how you're going to feel. It's going to be like legit, but there's also going to be like this strange element to it. Like, if you notice when I use these examples, I'm so glad you find this funny. Like, this is going to be you. Maybe you won't be saying titty fire, but like you might have a magical queef. And you might have been doing this for like 3.5 years, but it finally hits you now that, wow, every time I've queefed, I've received $10,000. You might be able to win a Guinness World Record for the most valuable and expensive queef. Like, how strange is that to have money-inducing queefs? So it's like, I want to highlight the potency, but also the strangeness. Click, canon, activate. It's going to be very strange. It's going to be, so that's the example. I want you to think about how strange it would be if every time you flicked your clip bean, someone wants to pay you $500 just because. Just because. And I hate using money examples. It's like every time you flick your clip bean, someone who was hungry is no longer hungry. Someone gets fed in a third world country every time you flick your clip. It's just, and so like you would be very responsible with the flicking of your clip. And this would just change the way you even think about things you even do with your body. Okay? So like, thank you. Some of you are going to be realizing, wow, that's why cousin Skeeter is no longer homeless. That's crazy. Wow. Oh my God. Damn. Some of you may realize every time you bust a nut, like, there's one less conflict in the country. Like you stop a war from happening. And like you see something better happen in the world. It's just some weird causality like that. And now you bust nuts with purpose. You're not just out here busting a nut, because you know that every time you bust a nut, the world's going to change. Now you just can't have sex with anybody. Now you can't just be out here having sex, because it's like, damn, I have a responsibility. I know that if I bust a nut during the sexual act, the whole world may change. Am I ready for the world to change? Is the world even ready to change right now? Now you have to be like, I'm sorry, we can't do this yet. The world's not ready. The world's not ready. The world's not ready. That's literally the moon in Pisces. Like, you're literally fundamentally changing your belief in how you feel about yourself, especially as the time the moon goes on Saturn, because you're feeling how your own nut busting potential impacts the entire world with Saturn. Okay. But it's still in Pisces, so it's in strange ways where you're like, can I take him serious? Is the peace dealer really being serious right now, or is he trolling me? Or is he really being serious? Or is he trolling me? That's what you're going to feel like with the Pisces. And Neptune is trolling you. But Saturn is being serious. But Neptune is trolling the shit out of you. But this is literally it. I have to use sex examples. Hades is involved. Ugh. It is what it is. Yes. Virgo to Gemini every time. Oh my God. Okay. All right. And then say, wait, we're not serious right now? Holler, Cap Moon Gang. And then, of course, when the moon goes over Neptune, that's going to prepare you for like this LSD trip of epic proportions. Okay. And it's putting you in a position to, you guessed it, complete the transit. All right. And now we want to highlight the completion of the transit here, because after the moon moves over the North Node will be in Aries. And once the North Node is in Aries, We have completed the harvest. The North Node will move into Aries after the moon comes out of Aries. And it's going to be as epic as you think. Okay. So the harvest from the quarter square to the new moon in Cancer is just putting you in a position to review everything you did with these new superpowers you've activated. You got it. You got it. Okay. And basically, I cannot emphasize how life changing this is going to be, because not only is the moon squaring Pluto, the moon square Pluto is you've just used your superpowers. You just protected your family from dying by pissing on your assailant. You warned the assailant. You're like, listen, I know you want to rob my family, but my piss is superpowered. And if I piss on you, you will die. And the robber was laughing in your face. The robber didn't believe. Saturn, Pisces. The robber didn't believe because Neptune was in Pisces. And so just the odds that you had supernatural piss that can kill an assailant was just unbelievable, Neptune, Pisces. And so you were just like, listen, dude, this is your life. I don't want to kill you. You're not going to touch my family. And now you're putting your hands in your pants. Some of you already have you already stay strapped. So you had a couple of cups of your piss in a vial, and like they try to rob your family, you pissed on them. And then they got pissed on, and it's like, are you pissing on me? And now you're just like, see, he could have been someone in this life. Damn, I always have to use my powers on these robbers. And it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Now the moon is in Aries, and it's squaring Pluto, and no one can ever tell you that you can't kill someone with your urine. What is wrong with me in these examples? Something has to be wrong with me. I never really thought about it. So like, ooh, Dr. Sandra, welcome to the gang. Welcome to the gang. Let's see. Welcome to the Eternal Vibe Tribe. Let's get it. You will have the access to the extended magic moon message. He could have been something in this life. Then he had to get pissed on me and die. Okay. And like, I'm not really trying to be wild. This is just a very relevant and reasonable example. Okay. Now, once the moon squares Pluto in Aries, you know that you have superpowered urine. Or in your case, watching, maybe every time you clap your hands twice, you can give someone a heart attack. And now you have like such a powerful power in your hands. You can't just be out here giving people heart attacks to people you don't like. And you're like, peace dealer, are you sure I can't? I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do. Please don't hit my heart. I'm sorry. But like, it's going to be that crazy. The reason I'm using that example is if you think that's crazy, what you're getting ready to harvest over the next week is going to be even crazier than the examples that I gave you, because you've been putting in the work for 13 plus years. So with that being said, now once the moon goes into Taurus, moon in Taurus is 11th house. The unconventional nature and quality with Uranus, 11th house to the sun, is you trying to find a support group. You feel me? And you're just, the 11th house is the house of belonging. So, you're just like, I don't know who can understand me, man. Like, I know I'm going to sound crazy, but a robber broke into my house, and let me guess, you pissed on him and he died. Oh my God, how did you know? It's okay, man. There's a group for people like us. They call us they copyrighted that. They call us the strangers. Yes, the strange men. Well, we're not allowed to say men. So the strangers. Yeah. What's your name? Kyle? Nice. Death piss. I've only met one other person with death piss like that, but he had to actually sterilize and freeze the piss first. It wasn't as good as yours. Yeah. I can actually stop time. Yeah. I have to sharp myself though. Yeah, I don't like to use the power. It's very embarrassing. But I can still stop time for as much as I can. My friend there, Cheryl, can tell the weather with her titties. Yeah, like in Mean Girls, but way better. Way better. She can actually manipulate what country she's getting the weather from, depending on how she shifts her boobs. Yeah. Uh, Mark is going to be on the way. Mark can literally create food from nothing. Yeah. No, it's only Burger King though. Yeah, there's a catch. It's only Burger King, and you don't always get Whoppers. But I mean, that's not so bad. You get everything on the Burger King menu. Yeah. It's pretty lit. I wish it was better food, but at least it's Burger King, you know. And now you're in this group of weirdo. I mean, of specially talented, naturally gifted individuals like you. Yay! And it's gonna be grounded and it's gonna be evolutionary and it's gonna be powerful. And then your whole mind is gonna change about everything with the moon in Gemini because you know that square to Neptune is gonna disillusion you. This is gonna be the final process of disillusionment that relative to the disillusionment process you already began is going to give you such a powerful shift moving forward. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what's going to lead us to the new moon that's going to kick off the rest of this conflict to where we're activating the next level of supernatural power and abilities. Okay. So by the time we're push start buttoning this activation, it's going to be trine Neptune, guys. This is going to take you there. So over the next 2 years, you're going to be using new superpowers. You're going to be further leveling them up, and then you're going to activate them. I want you to imagine a loading screen that once the loading screen gets full in 2 weeks, this date right here, you're going to activate them. And the way to load up that loading screen is to just use them. You're going to be guided on using them. Some of you are using them now and unconsciously. Some of you never not use them. And you're going to know what you're using. This video will be available for replay. You're going to know what you're using. This is so exciting. You're going to feel the change of your beliefs in Pisces, and then you're going to understand who you are using them. The reason why I have to be clear on this is once the sun goes over Pluto at the end of this transit, preparation is over. You're going to be an open target, and agents and ninjas are just going to be showing up. But we're going to be lit in Leo using our superpowers to bust they ass. Infinity gang, 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 gang. Infinity gang, 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 gang. But gang, son, gang shit, son. And if you ever need a comrade, just call on Infinity. Call on anyone in the Infinity gang. We got you. We got Sages in the clique. Okay, this is most definitely epic once again because this is going to kick off a 90-degree adventure to Libra season. By Libra season, your individual direction using your superpowers through this conflict is going to bridge you in relationships with other people you are literally destined to connect with so that you can walk this individual path together. You have your individual thing. They have their individual thing. You're using your powers. The North Node Aries pipeline is the individual destiny lesson to awaken the leaders of the new world, especially if you're Pluto, if you're Saturn Aries. This is for you. Saturn Taurus just finished days. Saturn Aries, you're getting ready to return. So like whether you're Saturn Aries or not, born in 95, you are walking this individual path to activate your awakened superpowers because through this path, after the North Node in 10 years makes it to Libra, you're going to come out of this rabbit hole in a new society where we all use superpowers and everyone else is dead. And when I say everyone else, I mean a lot of people who were born in the older age who are already going to naturally die from time. And then you have to take the people who are going to die from the manufactured pestilences and illnesses that the government wants to do for population control. And then you have to take the people who are going to die because of war. And then you have to take the people who are going to die because of famine. And then you have to take also the death toll for the revolutions that are going to also cause more turmoil. But after that, you're going to come out in a new era and wave, and people aren't going to just die at once. It's not going to be like that, or maybe it will be, but it's going to be more so like waves. And because you're going to be using your superpowers, you're going to be Gucci. Some people will not be using their superpowers because they're taught it was from the devil. They're taught this is pseudoscience. They were taught this isn't legit. They're taught the government told me not to use this. They're taught this isn't right. So like it's a choice. The reason why you're going to see people have the opportunity but not is because they chose to. But you did the work. So before we leave, I want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, you've made it. You are activating this 2-week cycle and plot. And in 2 weeks from now, you're going to be more powerful than you've ever been, ever in your existence. And you're going to activate that power so that you can step through this portal into the new age of Aquarius, the new eon, which isn't the new age of Aquarius, but the age of Aquarius is a part of this new eon. And this is all based on your individual actions. This is the snapshot. And 2 weeks from now, North Node is going to be in Aries, y'all. I'm so proud of y'all. I'm so happy for y'all. All we're going to do right now is just set this intention to feel what your power is. Whatever you can imagine about these new abilities, I want you to right now envision yourself. That's so crazy. Envision yourself in the party room with the DJ Peace Dealer. We're all chilling in this room, partying right now. I feel you all in there, and we're all vibing. That's step one. That connects all of us together with our imagination. Step two, I want you to set an intention. It could be about anything. Now that you've set this intention, really ask yourself, how does it feel to be limitless? Think about that over the next 2 weeks because you're going to activate that feeling in 2 weeks. Thank you, AM. The next thing I want you to intend is that everyone who is in our bubble, we set the intention for their intentions to materialize, activate, manifest instantly for the highest good of all. Let it have the most supernatural, greatest activation, the coolest activation, the most divine. You can say that in your own words. What's happening now is that 362 plus other people are taking their intention to activate and hyper jump your intention, which is super awesome. We all made an intention. Now 362 plus people are supercharging your intention. How awesome does that fucking feel? That's why I love these ceremonies. They're so fucking dope. And that's it. The last thing I want you to do is to see yourself using your power in this party. What would it look like? It doesn't have to be right or wrong. You just want to activate the feel of it. Okay. And that's it, y'all. I want you to now release this intention to your higher self, to God. This will be available for replay. I want you to release this intention to God, to your higher self, to whoever. Once I end this broadcast, the bubble will dissipate and it will begin. Okay. Once we release this, all you have to do is move forward in faith, knowing that everything you've intended, you're walking towards and will activate in 2 weeks or less, if not now. Okay. And all you have to do is think as if and feel as if it's already here. Even if you don't believe it, even if you don't feel it, it's cool. Just keep doing it. Okay. This will align you so that you can be guided through this transit to continue using your abilities. Congratulations. I want you to release your intention and feel like, yes, we did it. I'm going to end this broadcast. You guys stay blessed as always. And until next time.